A bittersweet lesson. Chocolate ice cream is my past. That sounds way weirder than I wanted it to, and you're probably thinking, oh my god, how's this guy gonna write an entire paper about that? And I promise you I'm not lying. It's spring 2014. I was just a 9-year-old boy in Mrs. Bozak's 4th grade class at Peebles Elementary School. My cartoon-obsessed self had just arrived at school for what was a pretty normal, average, and indifferent day. Reading, math, lunch, and recess had passed when I made my way to a saxophone lesson with Mr. Krause. I was so excited to go play my instrument and see my new friends. Little did I know they'd still be my friends over 6 years later. After I finished my day at Peebles, I headed home to watch TV. Cartoon Network was my favorite channel. I felt like I could watch it for hours every day. In the middle of an episode of regular show, my mom walked into the room and said, "Hey, I'm going to the store. You want anything?" She asked as she did before every trip. I thought for a minute, do I really need anything? "Could you pick me up some chocolate ice cream?" I asked her. About an hour later, my mom returned home from the store with her groceries, and I opened the tub of ice cream, scooped out a 4th grade sized portion, a large one at that, and devoured all of it. This was a very insignificant day in my life. Nothing groundbreaking happened. I didn't do anything really good or bad. I didn't suffer loss or have any major achievements, yet it sticks out in my memory somehow. This random, dull, negligible day takes me back to my old self, when everything was simpler. In elementary school, our biggest challenges were getting an A on our spelling test, learning to play shoe fly on our instruments, and being the fastest kid on the playground. As time goes on, I begin making tons of memories, both good and bad, all the way up until today. One bad thing about me is that I get nostalgic often and easily. I think about the past and how I long to go back and relive some of my dearest memories one more time. I wish I could go back to my first concert or go back to see my old friends who've become more distant, either physically or socially. I often put on my headphones and think back to when things were different. While the past makes me sad occasionally, it also teaches lessons to me. I've avoided many a mistake by considering my actions of the past. Months ago, before I got the idea for this OP, I looked in the freezer in my basement to find my usual snack. I opened the tub, scooped out a smaller portion than usual, and ate the first spoonful. The past hit my tongue like a freight train, and I was immediately taken back to my memory of the familiar taste for the first time over 6 years ago. I could hear my 9-year-old self in my head. I saw my old friends, old schools, and old memories. Sadness washed over me like high tide. My truth is that the past is important. It's essential to make good memories, have tough experiences, and make both right and wrong decisions. Reflection on the past can lead to making better decisions and not making the same mistakes, but I warn you to proceed with caution. Don't go too far down memory lane. Trying to relive my past always ultimately ends in the sad reality that there's just no way to do it. Think about the past, but don't get stuck in it. Have your chocolate ice cream, just don't eat too much.